In his second season with the Toronto Raptors. And Stanley, and go back in his career, 8th overall selection by Detroit. And he was not used that much last season, played in 25 games. He did have a season best 23.
He's going to try to knock you, be physical, talk trash to you. You can't get caught up, and you got to handle his physicality. And you see what he did right there. He just cleared the help. He did not allow Boucher a chance to.
17th season, 35 years of age. Spent his first 8 seasons with Orlando. Last 9 seasons, Atlanta, Charlotte, Washington, the Lakers twice.
He didn't know what he had in Orlando.
Yeah,
he didn't know what he had.
I agree with you there. And a foul on Dwight Howard. His longest stint, though, with the Rockets, he spent 3 seasons there.
For quickness and try to create problems for Howard. Got to get into his body. You can't just try to extend over him.
Good job by OG keeping Milton away from the rim.
Good
Simmons
defense.
Now, and a foul is going to be charged to Stanley Johnson. Line, Simmons 62% last season. He is 5 of 7 entering this evening's game. Paul George, PG-13, and the Clippers look to bounce back from the biggest loss in franchise history. I mean, that's a mouthful right there. The biggest loss in the Clippers franchise history.
Tells you how valuable Kawhi is, right? Didn't play that game.
Timberwolves and Clippers, the biggest loss. I mean,
and think about how bad the Clippers have been.
I mean,
There's a lot of old Clipper teams going, wait a minute, come on.
Kyle, here's Norm rising up, the 3, and he drains it. Biggest lead for the Raptors. The history of the franchise, they have 20 or more points in 7 or more blocks in a game, batted out, and Embiid ends up controlling it. The other, Jermaine O'Neal, back on February 4th, 2009. Here's Curry, and Seth Curry with the 3. The Raptor games,
well,
the
San
defensive
Antonio,
rebounds.
right?
Yep.
San Antonio, 14 offensive rebounds, 17 second chance points, and a lot of those were threes that got kicked out. Nice job.
Yeah.
Get comfortable. It's going to take some time.
Yep.
I think it's going pretty well early on. You know, Baines has looked pretty comfortable, but
because of back tightness in Cleveland, and double-doubles in his first 2 games. 29 and 14 against Washington, 27 and 10 in New York. Tangerine Raptors basketball on Sportsnet, brought to you by Tangerine Bank, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans.
You mentioned he was a late scratch in the last game. They brought in Vincent Poirier, a 7-footer from France, right, to be a guy that can play for MB, but he was
by 9 with 7:09 left here in the first half. Baines back over to Kyle. Pascal Siakam with it. 3 of 7 from the field, guarded by Simmons, rises up and drills a shot. 4 of 8 now from the field.
His shot just seems to have so much more balance.
Great closeout by Van Vliet. Here's Embiid with a 3, and it spills out. Kyle quickly into the front court, met by Simmons. Baines, open look, the 3 doesn't go. On the glass, OG Anunoby. Embiid saves a rebound. Raptors by 13. Simmons on the inside, misses. And a foul on Baines. Joel at the line, 81% last season. Now a message from SodaStream. 1 of 5. He is 6 of 6, though, from the free throw line. And now 7 of 7 from the minutes left here in the quarter. How about Philadelphia, just 3 of 16 from the field here. OG, shot doesn't go, and underneath Harris. We have a whistle.
Be living at the free throw line here, as you pointed out, Matt. He's 7 for 7 already. Other than that, the Raptors have been doing an excellent job with him.
Philadelphia, over the last 10 minutes, they're 3 for 23. And he looked back to last season.
He didn't even want to look at Gasol when he saw him. The expression on his face, oh man, I don't even want to play against this dude here. And that's incredible if you think about, you know, Embiid and his talent. And wait, what's that shining in your hand there, man? You're not green.
Three rings for Danny, who had a great year that year, averaged nearly 11 points, and he led the Raptors in three-pointers made with 198. And you know, prior to the start of the game, Nick Nurse had so many great things to say about Danny. Stanley Johnson, and then three-pointer is good. And he said, look, one of the things, it's all the intangibles that come with Danny Green. You know, he may not shoot it at the percentage that he has at other times in his career. Last season was 37%, but the respect level, as we know, on the back of their collar and inside of it, it'll actually say the number of titles that you have won. And of course, Philadelphia, they have won titles and they have a gold tab, but they certainly, with the moves that they've made with Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey, they're thinking about it more. It's been a while for Philly. And Siakam.
I told you what happened when I got drafted by the world champions, right? You know what I said? Had negotiated a contract, not a problem. Going to win the championship again. I'm going to get that big bonus. Got nothing again. Brett Brown did not do a lot of.
5-point lead now. And you know, he's looking around saying, hey, look I'm still getting numbers, right? Last season, nearly 17, nearly 8 rebounds, 8 assists.
Yeah, well, Magic did all that too, but said, I've got to be better. I have to be able to make open shots.
Right. I mean, look, ultimately, when you start thinking about it, you think of process and everything that was going on in Philadelphia. But it's very much like you and I've talked about it before, something that the Raptors have internally, how as Embiid finishes underneath and it's a 1-point game. You know, Matt Floor, Van Vliet. Here's Stanley attacking, and Stanley